I've had a little bit of a tidy up on the bench. I haven't gone too wild though, because this project's very much being done on the fly. You can see I've added a horn knock overlay on each end, and the nice thing there is you can just see peeking under the overlay where I filled that knot. So there you can see it there. That's going to be a lot stronger. I might put my 1-inch block in there just for sort of stability or whatever. It's quite a loose fit, so if necessary I can go wider than 1 inch if I'm having trouble with the arrow bending, and it will probably be below centre to allow the arrow to fly centre. It's not going to be glued in. The bow will only ever be held to the grip, probably with a bit of rubber strapping, so it will be free to flex. Anyway, enough yakking, let's get it on the tiller. Oh, that's quite interesting, and I suppose predictable. That string's under a bit of tension, but as I put the string on, it actually opens up the bow. So I'm going to have to put a little clamp there, or some rubber strapping or something. So yeah, I might end up having to, well, at least tie it firmly together. I've tied it across with some bowstring material just from the end of a reel, just to stop it splaying as I add draw weight. There's a little bit of tension on the string. It's pulling centre. I've got no idea which is going to be the upper limb at the moment, but thinking on it, I think 35 pound draw weight might be a better target, because I vaguely remember seeing 35 pound as a category for flight archery. Not that this is going to compete or anything, but 35 may give me a little better margin for error, but I'll reserve the right to change that. Let's just have a shufty. Pair of limbs. Oh right, the left is looking weaker, isn't it? So that will be our upper one. But that doesn't look too bad there. We're pulling to, that's 30. Yeah, that's looking quite sweet, isn't it? The right pair is obviously stiff. That's pulling to 12 inches. That's probably a good place to stop for now. So what I've done is I'm going to move the block down towards what's going to be the lower limb, so the arrow pass will be near centre, maybe a whisker above centre. And I've taken some off this stiffer limb, mainly just in the region of the, try and get the light right on this, trying to even up the growth rings on the sapwood, get a more even sapwood layer, lose a little bit of stiffness. The interesting thing is that both these limbs have got a bit of a knot, bit of a kink there, so they're actually quite well matched, which is slightly amusing. Anyway, I'll pop that back up on the tiller and we'll have another look. I've also written upper limb. Upper limb. Right, back to the tiller. I've zoomed in a bit more so we can have a really nice look at the shape of it. I've put the upper limb to the right now because that's what I always do. It helps avoid working on the wrong limb of a bow, so I just try and be consistent. I also have my little string adjusting ring there. So we'll have another look. I don't suppose we'll see a lot because I just gave it a quick fiddle with a rasp, but the main point was working out which was going to be the upper limb. You'll also see that that block has been moved towards the lower a bit. That is the centre of the bow, and I'm pulling it about centre, and the arrow will be sitting about there. And that block might go a bit further that way eventually, but as long as it's tied in loose rather than glued, it shouldn't affect how it all pulls too much. I'm effectively aiming at having the bow free floating in the grip. That's looking a bit better, still a little bit stiff on that left. I don't know, that's looking very good. Let's pull it a bit more. That's 35, 35 at 30, but remember we're not braced. That lower limb is a bit stiff on the, where those knots are. Sort of here we're a bit stiff. That's highly encouraging. It's only 11:30 in the morning, but that might do for this video. I like short punchy videos. You don't want to be sitting through hours of someone blethering on doing fine detailed work. But if you want to see any particular aspect of detail, feel free to ask. I don't mind doing a video especially about some aspect. I really do it just for me, but if there's something you want to see, let's see now. Stop it, Derek. Go and have a cup of tea.